Hello, come on in. We begin tonight not only with the war in Ukraine, 22 months ongoing, not only with the war in the Middle East, 2 months ongoing, and not only with the southern border, a big problem for quite some time. We begin with all of it and nothing all at once. There are still 10 days left, 10 until Christmas Eve. And today, the House of Representatives said, see ya. Time to go home. They're done for the year.
We need to get it done, and we need to get it done sooner rather than later. It should have been done prior to leaving this Capitol. I wish we'd stayed. I wish we'd got something done.
Now, the Senate is staying to try to hammer out a border deal, which would also include funding for Ukraine and Israel. Right now, lots of words, little action in a town that likes to talk a whole lot. Hello to you all. Nice to have you in. I think that kind of sums up where we are. Former head of legislative affairs. Peel the curtain behind. What's really going on right now with the House out, the Senate in, and a $100 billion bill at stake?
Well, I think whenever you try to put three different issues together, it gets more complicated. But at the same time, I think there's probably bipartisan support for all three issues. I still think they'll get a deal done, but I don't think there's the same urgency before end of year. I'm still in the camp that usually thinks most Americans' freedoms are safer when Congress is not here. So I'm not too worried about them being out of session. But I would imagine they'll end up finding a pathway to get this
So
done.
the end of year is just sort of like an artificial timeline?
It is. We've gotten used to it because end of year has been end of year funding bills the last several years. Like if you don't get this bill, the government's going to shut down. That's not the case this year. So it's okay if it slides in early next year.
And the negotiations really need to happen in the Senate. The House is going to approve what the Senate does because the real sticking point here isn't really Ukraine aid, isn't really Israel aid. It is border security.
The border, right.
And so if the Senate can figure out how to get the Democrats in line with some amount of border security, the likelihood is that the House is going to.
All right, so Democrats, here we go. White House border compromise. Here's what they are willing to potentially go to, President Biden at least. Considering the resumption of Title 42, that's basically empowering border agents to expel migrants without asylum screenings, raising standards for asylum claims, and an expansion of migrant detention facilities. Amisha, you willing to take that?
It's a tough one. I mean, we just had the ACLU come out yesterday and argue that it violates the due process rights of those individuals and their families. I think that there's definitely going to be a lot more negotiation. There are going to be some uncomfortable things that Democrats have to accept, quite frankly, in this package. But I do believe that we have to keep those families and the humanitarian efforts in mind as well.
So, Congresswoman Cross, what are you willing to accept? Because that's going to be the question for Democratic senators and members of the House.
I'm going to take the same vacation everybody in.
Okay, there we go. And that's the problem, I guess, right, Kevin?
But listen, I'm hopeful that, to Mark's point, that we will actually have a deal. You've got good people on both sides. James Lankford from Ohio, Chris Murphy from Connecticut, others at that table. The White House had to come out to that point of the screen that you just laid out and give them breathing room, right, to give them cover, the Democrats in that room, to say that we can accept some of these issues in order to move forward. Because the optics, and you just played video from the border, the optics are what's sinking this president day in and day out. Speaking as a former surrogate for this president, we've got to get the border under control, not just a funding issue, security issue, but then also, too, if we can get something for Ukraine, Taiwan, others, it'll be good.
If I was a Democrat, I would take it all day because it's not actually, I mean,
you would take that deal, what we just put up on the screen.
These are not Trump's border policies. Yes, this is like the light version of what I would personally like, because Title 42 is not real border security. It just physically pushes people back. It doesn't actually ban them. You get no, felony charges. If you are going anywhere besides Mexico, probably welcome to America. So, building more migrant facilities, how many years is that going to take? This, to me, is illusory, and so if I was a Democrat, I'd go ahead and take my Ukraine funding and go home.
You used to stand in the Oval Office with the former president all the time. If he were to see this, he would say, what, is this Trump light, like May says?
Well, May's right, but she's talking like the lawyer that she is. I think
keep all of us out of jail.
I think Kevin's point's spot on. The reality is that this is Biden's weakest issue in a head-to-head against Trump. He has to get a border security bill done. not the same number of Democrats in the House and Senate need a border security bill. That's going to be the tension, because Biden needs this, but a lot of his members do not need it as desperately.
But it's not just border security. I would also add that it is taking care of and finding a way to answer to the mayors of New York, of Chicago, of areas where we've seen busloads upon busloads of people sent.
Those mayors are upset
the funding is not there.
They're upset at the White House.
Isn't there.
I mean, Eric Adams is upset at the White House.
In directing it the right place.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.